But it was their report, and they put that out there.
We move on to the ongoing Epstein saga next, and according to reports, how Jeffrey Epstein exploited student visas, sham marriages, and immigration loopholes to maintain control over women in his orbit. Files released by the US Department of Justice show how Epstein sponsored women's visas, arranged marriages, and helped them gain US residency through his network of lawyers and connections. One example is Karina Shuliak, whom Epstein helped secure admission to Columbia University and later facilitated her green card and citizenship. Epstein also urged English language schools to sponsor visas for multiple women, ensuring their legal stay in the US. Many were granted work visas, often citing their extraordinary abilities in fields like modeling and art. These tactics reveal Epstein's manipulation of immigration processes to keep women dependent on him as part of his broader system of control and abuse. Raymond Vickery joins us once again to discuss this. Raymond, from what we know, how was Jeffrey Epstein able to repeatedly use these student visas and work visas without triggering scrutiny from immigration authorities?
Well, thanks for letting me comment on this as well, Thomas. You know, a democracy requires not only elections, which are free and fair, but it requires institutions. It requires rule of law. It requires belief among the populace that the institutions of law are not being subverted for the interests of a few. Unfortunately, the more and more that is revealed about the Epstein situation, it undercuts any faith in the institutions. It appears that Jeffrey Epstein was able to manipulate not only the women, but the entire apparatus of the rule of law. And he did this by being able to have connections with elites, by being able to conduct lawfare in order to be able to serve his purposes. So this is an extremely serious matter throughout the West, if you will. It's not just the United States, but it is particularly important here in terms of politics, because people may have trouble understanding tariffs and economics and the niceties of security, but they can see when there is being a subversion of the very institutions which are to protect not only young women, but the average people in the United States. And so as this, like an onion, becomes smellier and smellier with each layer that's peeled off, the faith in the institutions is undercut. And it's going to require the disinfectant of sunlight so that you can have a real understanding of how not only Epstein worked, but how he manipulated the system through a network of people who were high-worth individuals or had positions of power. Until that all is coming out and there is action taken, it will continue to fester and will be a factor, I predict, in these midterm elections coming up in the United States.
Indeed. Raymond, do stay with us once again as we turn over to our next story.